Hello everyone, and welcome to a special presentation of the INDYCAR Monday Night Open Top Split. It's not Monday night, it's Saturday, and it's Murph with special guest commentator. It's a familiar voice. Kyle Clinworth has graciously agreed to join us. Clindy is going to be in a big race of his own here in just a little while, but he's going to hang out with us for about 45 minutes while we go through the Indy Open Grand Prix of Long Beach. And Clindy, it's good to have you back, brother.
Thank you, Murph. I figured I'd knock the rust off here in the commentary booth on my headset because I'm doing the INDYCAR Series tomorrow night with Gary, and they will be at, I believe, New Hampshire, just like the Cup Series this weekend.
Yeah, that's a big race for me personally. 2 races to go. Points are in contest, and so I need a good run there. But there are several guys that are looking for a good run here in week 1. We've got some familiar faces. Rashad Craig, last season's Indy Open champion. He's third on the board right now. Tykeela is here from Rogue Racing. You've got Shady Ahmed and Will Weiser. Shady Ahmed currently has the pole, but lurking out there in the background, Adam Blocker, Kevin Burrell, Alan Bruteau, Lilac Zier is in the field, as is Tyler Langenberg. It's a short split today, Clindy. 14 cars.
It's a short split, but it's a sharp one. We've got a 4400 SOF, and every single driver in this field can whip your butt up and down here on the streets of Long Beach. These drivers are rapid.
They most certainly are. The low I rating, just in case you're wondering, would be the number 14 of Tyler Langenberg, 3011. That's no slouch, and you get all the way up there. You're talking about the number 1 car, Adam Blocker, 8001 on the I rating. So we've got a stout field. We're going to get the provisional grid loaded up here for you. Right now, it's Christian Hildegard at the top, Kevin Burrell, Will Weiser, Alex Miller, Shady Ahmed, black flagged on his last flying lap. He is provisionally 5th, but lurking out there, Adam Blocker and Alan Bruteau, Zachary Hubler. We've got some names that have not yet laid down a time, Clindy.
I'm wondering if Blocker is slow rolling his first lap. Yep, he's just started his second, so he may have taken an incident point on his first flying lap, and here, this is going to be for the money here.
Most certainly. So looking at just kind of circling around the history of the Grand Prix of Long Beach, many would call this the second most prestigious open wheel race or IndyCar race in the United States. It started out in 1975 as a Formula 5000 race, became Formula 1 race in 1976, and it stayed an F1 race until 1984. Now, this track was not anywhere near the same back in 1976. They used to, this actually, what we call the front stretch now, Shoreline Drive. Well, that used to be the back straight. They would go all the way down to a hairpin around where near the fountain is, come back up Pine Avenue, have some corners there, and then Ocean Boulevard, which is another block up the road, was actually the front stretch. And so what we know is the hairpin, or turn number 11, was turn number 5 in that layout. The track changed in 1983, where Shoreline Drive became the front stretch. But that layout did not have the classic hairpin, Clindy. It went where it is now. It went further down Shoreline Drive, and then there was a section, and that one was the layout that started going down Seaside Way, again, Ocean, 1 block to the northeast. Now we go down Shoreline. We have left by the aquarium. We go through the fountain. We come back up Shoreline Drive. There's a short burst up Pine, a right on the Seaside Way, and then down through the Convention Center parking lot is actually where the Indy left is located before you get to the famous hairpin, and then blast back up Shoreline Drive. It is a short course here, Clindy.
Yeah, just under 2 miles, 1.94, I believe, is how it's measured. And with 45 laps today, we're looking at 1 stop for these competitors, and they have to use both compounds of tires, the Waiulis made from cactus, and the primaries, which have the black sidewall.
We are going to get you a grid here, and just to let you guys know, the track record here is held by Alex Pillow. That track record is 1 minute 7:2359. Let's see what the boys and girls did today, Clindy.
About a second better. Christian Hilgard is going to be on your pole with a 106.392 when you have no limitation on your virtual grip and there are fewer marbles and a nice, pleasant afternoon. I think the weather here is perfect for simulated auto racing. You go a lot faster than they do in real life. Adam Blocker will be second with a 106.684. Kevin Burrell third with a 106.689. So the top three all separated by under 0.3 of a second. Fourth place will be Will Weiser with a 106.948. And fifth is Alex Miller, not the third, but he's got a 3 at the end of his name with a 107 flat.
Yeah, Shady Ahmed's going to start sixth. The top seven all under the absolute track record held by Alex Pillow. Zachary Hubler will start seventh. Ty Keeler will be eighth. The top 10 is going to be filled by Joan Rodriguez and Rashad Craig. Again, short field, it's split right at 14. Thomas Van Kirk, 11th, Lilac 012. Alan Bruteau, 13th. And Tyler Langenberg will go from shotgun on the field, 14th. Langenberg and Bruteau did not set a time, Clindy, and that tells me that those drivers probably had the incident point on their lap, wouldn't you think?
They may have had incident points. They may be just looking to ride around. There can be some calamity here at Long Beach. The quarters are so tight and the walls are so punishing. If you just want to survive and notch some safety rating this afternoon, go for a little Saturday afternoon drive on the streets of Long Beach, that's what those drivers' strategy may be today. But Langenberg's car is not easy to miss. It is gold wrapped, absolutely super reflective. So he's drawing attention to himself in that capacity.
Most certainly so. There we go. The grid is pulling away, led by Christian Hildegard, Adam Blocker. This is the back row that we were looking at. Now, the pace lap here, Clindy, is very it's an abbreviated one. They start just before turn 8 in that turn 6, 7, 8 area, and then they make their way on the Seaside Way. They're going to go down through the Convention Center parking lot here. 9, 10, and 11. 10 is the famous Indy left. And then the hairpin. And watch the hairpin. Often as not, Clindy, there's contact in that hairpin before the race even starts.
Yeah, the cars really get bunched up and they want to anticipate the green flag, which is going to start on the front straightaway just after that full lock right turn.
Yeah, and when you talk about full lock, you actually, when you navigate this corner in the sim or in real life, it's so far to the right that you actually take your hand off the wheel to make the car turn as much as it can before you put it back on. Never mind that now, though. Green flag is out. The race has begun, and we are underway here at Long Beach. Everybody safely through the hairpin, and we'll funnel down into turn 1. Now, this is the first test, Clindy.
Makes a great move there on Burrell to put himself in second as Hilgard scoots away.
Most certainly so. Hildegard has the early lead from Adam Blocker, Kevin Burrell. Will Weiser in the Luke Mansky machine slots in fourth, and Shady Ahmed is going to be fifth. We did put the tires up. The green arrows on your screen denote those on the Waiuli alternates. The black, those are the drivers that are on the prime Firestones, and right now, Clindy, it's about a half and half choice. Maybe a couple more on the primary tires than the Waiulis, but it's a close to a split decision.
Thomas Van Kirk has lost his left front suspension and tire as he met calamity before the backstretch.
Yes, he has, and let's see what's befallen Thomas Van Kirk here as we go back in the Wayback Machine, and Van Kirk has pulled it to a stop on the backstretch and reset. So here we go, and this is a tough situation. You're headed down into turn number 8. It very much narrows up over there in Van Kirk. He caught the curb, hit the accelerator a little bit too soon, and how many times have we seen that? Somebody knocking down the tire barrier or the concrete coming off of turn 8 at Long Beach.
I know somebody who's knocking down the competition. Rashad Craig up 3 spots on lap 1, started 10th, running 7th, and I think he's maybe the all-time lap record holder here, or something to that effect. Or is that at Mid-Ohio? I know this guy's an absolute madman behind the wheel, and he's got a rocket ship in that IAR machine.
He is very, very quick here. He'd have to be, Rashad would have to be a little disappointed. We had Alex Miller just kind of smack the wall a little bit there. He did the same thing that Thomas Van Kirk did ahead of Rashad Craig, but Alex Miller is going to get away with it. Rashad Craig, very, very, very good here at Long Beach, and we'll take a tour of the Long Beach Grand Prix circuit with Rashad Craig. There he goes through the hairpin. Opposite lock, and Clindy, you're going to hit darn near terminal velocity coming down here to turn 1. This is very fast.
Almost 180 miles an hour as they scream past the exit of pit road and slam on the binders to get onto the near 90-degree left-hander that'll take you right to the fountain.
Now, you got to be careful when you make that left into turn 1. If you cross over into the exit of pit lane, that's a penalty, Clindy. You can't get over there, and we're going to see, you will see people make that mistake, especially late in the race trying to make passes. This corner right here, turn number 5, both 5 and 6 that we're coming up to, this left, they can get very nervous and twitchy on exit on power, and so you got to be very careful. Rashad Craig doing a fantastic job as he gets down through turn number 8 and on the Seaside Way. Now, you'll see the push to pass light up as it has for Alex Miller. Miller is going to make the move on Shady Ahmed. Alex Miller is going to go to 5th.
Ahmed chose the lesser brave option, lifting to let Miller through. Chose to survive rather than to fight. Better for lap time, better for your chassis.
Yes, it most certainly is, and there's more battling in the back. We've got...
Blocker under fire for a second. Here comes Burrell to the outside.
Adam Blocker is going to have the preferred line, though, going through turn number 1. The power slide, Juncos machine makes it through turn 1, and then it makes it through Aquarium Way, and then the fountain. Adam Blocker staves off the challenge from Kevin Burrell, but we're going to keep it right here because although Christian Hildegard is making his way out ahead of Blocker and Burrell, some 2 seconds now nearly, there is a fight for second, Clindy.
Yeah, that 2 seconds has materialized because Blocker's gone on the defensive to block Kevin Burrell. Burrell has been better, it seems, on that entry to the corners, where Blocker has been better on exit. And like you were talking earlier, Murph, cars get squirrely on exit because this is not a purpose-built race course. This is a civil-engineered street that cars drive on that must drain water. None of the road is flat. It all is purpose-built to not cave under its own infrastructure. I was actually given track tips by Daniel Durazo earlier in the week, and he showed me where the bumps are the worst, or the slope or the grade of the track is the worst because of where those types of storm drains and water flows are engineered into the racetrack.
Yeah, it's very difficult. It's very difficult on a street course. People don't realize, you look at it on TV and you say, oh, it's a street. Well, there's a crown in the road. There are points where that crown falls away from you, and it can be very difficult, especially on the power, to control the car. It also can be very difficult, like right there. The reason that corner, that exit of corner number 6 can be very difficult. You're going across the crown as you exit the corner. So you have the banking, or you have the crown helping you make the corner, but as you exit, the road almost falls away from you, Clindy.
Yeah, and because these cars have a board that runs underneath them, or the under air effects, the bottom or the under tub of the car is very, very tight, very stiff, and the suspension is limited. So, I mean, you can only travel so much. So if you put the middle of the car on that crown, your tires are really going to struggle to get traction, especially if you're trying to apply power or brake.
Do want to point out, Clindy, that Alex Miller, by making that move on Shady Ahmed, means that the 5 Waiuli starters have made it to the top 5 positions. Shady Ahmed is the front runner of the primary tires, although Rashad Craig has just slipped past Shady Ahmed, so move Rashad Craig up into 6th and make him the top primary runner, Clindy.
Yeah, and that will give him the option to run lighter fuel with the Waiulis at the end. The softer, green sidewall tire will really come to life when the car is lighter. Starting with the extra fuel in the car will really degrade those tires faster. So we'll see if Rashad will be able to put down some screaming lap times at the end of this race.
So going back to look at this pass that Rashad Craig pulled off on Shady Ahmed, it appears as though Shady got a little bit wide at turn 5, may have smacked the wall a little bit. That carried over into turn 6. He went wide again. Rashad Craig right there to pounce. And you're exactly right, Clindy. This is going to transition. This race is going to transition here in just a little bit as we head back to the battle for second. Adam Blocker has it. Kevin Burrell desperately would like to make it a fiercely Ford 1-2, and he's working on the back of that power slide entry hard, Clindy.
Yeah, and Will Weiser's back there licking his chops saying, hey, you guys, get side by side. I'll just chop this deficit down to 0 if you guys start banging side pods.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there's some contact, Will Weiser just slips right on through into a second place position. Let's get on board with Will Weiser here as he runs behind this group, and it's, you know, behind the Burrell Blocker battle. It's the Killer Bees up front. Blocker and Burrell battling for second. And here's the telemetry. You can get an idea of the Power Slide Fiercely Ford and Luke Mansky Motorsport entries, their speed as they come down through Long Beach along Shoreline Drive. This would be such a fun track to go to, Clindy.
I mean, you could go there right now. You could drive it yourself in your street car.
You could. I'd probably have to stop at Hooters or Bubba Gump's. Those are on the left-hand side of the road there. Past the famous fountains. I once unceremoniously parked a simulated race car in the fountain. The stewards
so you
at that.
passed me while I was flipped upside down in there one time.
Well, that's the only way I'm going to pass anybody on a street course, Clindy, is if they're parked in the fountain. So, give me credit for that one. But this is a unique track. Street courses are unique in the fact you can kind of see it from Will Weiser's vantage point. The people hanging out on the parking garages, the bridges, off the on their balconies in the condominiums. That's part of street course racing, and it's very much a Monte Carlo-esque feeling. This has been called the Monaco of the United States in previous years. Past the photographer stand on the other side of, excuse me, on the other side of the hairpin, and back down the front straightaway, Clindy. These drivers are putting on, especially Burrell and Blocker, putting on a heck of a show. Side by side through turn one more time. Now, Kevin Burrell just can't quite make that work.
Will Weiser gets in the back of Burrell. Let's hope his front wing and rear wing are both fine on those machines. They seem to be, but they left each other just enough room, all three of them. What a show for this bottom 2 steps of the podium.
Do want to highlight push to pass right quick. Kevin Burrell is using it at a much quicker rate than Adam Blocker is. He's at about an 11-second deficit, so we'll keep an eye on that. Burrell, I believe, is faster than the power slide entry of Adam Blocker. He just can't find a way past. Blocker covers off the inside, going into turn 9 there, and one more time, the charge of Kevin Burrell is foiled. He's going to make another stab at it. I guarantee it coming up Shoreline Drive here, Clindy.
And it comes into the driving styles and the approaches to these corners. Burrell has seemed to be more confident under braking or on entry, and Blocker's been rolling into the entry to get a good exit off. It's really, really hard to defend someone who nails their exits, but here they go, side by side into turn 1 again.
One more time, Kevin Burrell tries that outside, and you know that Adam Blocker is going to cover off that inside line, Clindy. It's almost as if Kevin is going out there and saying, "Hey, I'm here." It's more of a worrying move than it is an attempt to make the pass, in my opinion.
And all it does is slow them down when they're not running optimal lap times. Alex Miller is starting to reel these guys in at a clip of 2 to 3 tenths a lap. He's getting bigger and bigger, looming back there in 5th place.
Yes, he is. Alex Miller, the last time through, 108.37. Adam Blocker, 109.6. Do want to point out that that's also benefiting Rashad Craig. Rashad Craig is the first runner on the primary tires. His last lap was nearly equal to that of Adam Blocker. And so these guys do want to get single file because remember, That's going to flip here when we get pit stops, and we're anticipating pit stops, what, 25 to 27 laps is what we think the window is, Clindy?
Well, the last time we were here at Long Beach in open or in leagues, the primary tire was not preferred. The preferred tire was actually the alternate because it was so cool. Today it's not extraordinarily hot, so I believe the alternate is still the preferred compound, but we'll have to see what the drivers think when they get out of the machines because I haven't ran open yet this week.
Yeah, so Clindy, you mentioned the conditions, 74 degrees in the air and even 100 on the track, and that is just about perfect. You mentioned at the top of the show, that is just about perfect. Do want to point out that Joan Rodriguez, Alan Berteau have joined Lilac Zier in the pit lane. All of those vehicles have succumbed to wheel damage as part of racing here at Long Beach. So we are down to 10 runners, Clindy.
And runners, but they're gonna put on a show, especially at the front of the field. They're doing a great job here fighting for second. Plenty to talk about, plenty to watch.
Don't want to cut this man short right here. Christian Hildegard in the black, yellow, and silver Fiercely Ford P1 Docks machine. He currently has a commanding 6-second lead, nearly, over Adam Blocker, Kevin Burrell, and Will Weiser. That's the battle for third, and it continues to rage. Blocker in the blue and black, in the black and blue Power Slide Humco Century. You've got Kevin Burrell in the in the red, yellow, and black Fiercely Ford by P1 Docks machine, and then the Luke Mansky colors, the aqua, greenish, and white for Will Weiser. Alex Miller runs along in fifth, and there's Alex. He has been catching this battle. Catching Alex Miller, though, is the Indy Alliance Racing machine of Rashad Craig, and Rashad it's started to flip around for him. He is running lap times now faster than everybody in front of him, with the exception of Christian Hildegard.
Yeah, I think everyone from second to sixth is live to finish second today. So we'll see how this all plays out, and if the opposite strategy from Rashad will allow him to either overcut on his current primaries or undercut everyone else on the Waiulis to pass them, not by overtaking them on the race course, but by effectively running better times on a different strategy. So passing them with the delta in the time rather than side by side on the racetrack. Yeah,
he's about a tenth quicker lap over lap right now than everybody else in front of him, with the exception of Christian Hildegard. And the last time through, Rashad Craig was 0.8 up on Alex Miller. So we'll keep an eye on that. Shady Ahmed is in seventh in the Repsol machine. There's Shady as he navigates through what would be turn number 6. They do call the exit of that turn number 7 kind of a double apex, but it's one corner, turn 8 there. Zachary Hubler is 9th. He is running in the DHL Alex Pillow Rainbow livery. There he is. Our friend Tequila, or Tequila as I call him, which is hilarious because Ty doesn't drink, does he, Clindy?
Oh, he does.
He does.
He absolutely does. He was having some bourbon and Auto Club last night, so.
You know, he should have joined us. We were running jumpy trucks the other day, Clindy, me and some of the Black Magic guys. I think Ty, after a couple of bourbons, would have been in for jumpy trucks.
Oh, he does those sober, brother. So it just gets amplified. It's like a multiplier on your jumpy truck score.
Dude,
a couple of fingers of bourbon.
The jumpy truck was so much fun. But there's Ty in the Rogue Racing entry. He is safely in 9th, and it would be a decent day for Ty because he is the number 12 car. Speaking of high-numbered cars, there's Tyler Langenberg in the gold and white entry. Langenberg was the final car in. He runs along in 10th. Joan Rodriguez is back out in the Domino's Hot One. Rodriguez spent significant time, 5.5 minutes, under repair, Clindy. Lilac Zier kind of in the same boat. Lilac 6 minutes under repair, and she has rejoined us in the Taylor Mills Racing entry. Alan Berteau remains on pit road in the Fiercely Ford entry, still with the meatball, 7 minutes into his repair. And Christian Hildegard remains your leader. And there's Christian. We'll flip-flop back here to this battle for second, Clindy. Blocker still has it, and he's got some breathing room now over Kevin Burrell.
Yeah, and that all manifested in the hairpin on the final, the last time by. Blocker really backed up the corner and basically parked it on apex, and Burrell had to swerve left to miss him in the middle of the right-hander full lock. So Burrell really, really struggling to get by Blocker on exits. So we'll see if he runs out of patience or, you know, makes a little mistake and clips his front wing off. And that's the only way I see Burrell ceasing to put pressure on the back of Blocker, is if he gets too eager here on the brakes.
Do want to point out we are about 4 laps away from the window opening. If it's to be believed that we can do 27 laps here, Clindy, that would open the pit window at lap 18. And then do these guys come in and get off the Wyulis, or are they going to stick it out and run the full distance? Rashad Craig, a minute 8, 5:66 right now, again faster than everybody else other than Christian Hildegard, and we're going to have a battle for that 5th spot not too much longer, Clindy.
Yeah, Alex Miller's been running really solid, consistent laps without any pressure, so we'll see how long he chooses to defend against Rashad Craig right behind. But it'll probably be 2 laps or so till Craig even reels in Miller, so that battle has not yet materialized.
It has not. It has not yet. You are correct. The other part of that, as you look at Rashad Craig as he navigates out of turn 6 and 7, it's really, really easy to miss your line here. And if you miss it by so much as a foot or 2 in certain places, you can cost yourself a ton of time.
It could be as much as 5 minutes on pit road. Seriously, missing the apex or missing your exit by 1 tire width here is the difference between setting your fastest lap of the day and pulling it behind pit wall.
It most certainly is. I mean, this is a very demanding course. It requires a ton of concentration. It requires a ton of dedication, and a lot of laps here are required just to really learn the course in terms of, like you were talking about, where are the bumps, where does the road fall away from you. It is very, very challenging, but it's also highly rewarding, Clindy, when you get it right.
Yeah, absolutely. When you're flying around this place, it really feels like you're in an X-Wing doing the Death Star trench run, because you got the walls right next to you, and you're ducking and diving, avoiding tire barriers, and, you know, all the other competition. Oh my gosh, Barella just lights up the rears there in pursuit of Blocker.
Yeah, you
really
gotta
driving with all of his guts.
You gotta wonder if Kevin Burrell is gonna try to pull a short pit here. The pit window opens this time by, Clindy, so. If you were of the persuasion to come in and remove the Wyulis and get on the primes, now is your chance. Kevin Burrell eschews the pit entry, and he's going to stay parked right behind Adam Blocker. Meanwhile, just to kind of make sure we keep on this, Alex Miller runs along minute 8, 9:12, gave up 0.4 of a second that time, and you got to wonder, are his Wyulis starting to fade? Rashad Craig, 0.4 of a second quicker that last time by. And there's Alex. Let's see if we can get on top of the, get on the roll bar of Alex Miller and see what we can see from his inputs, Clindy.
Yeah, all the way out here to the left, that's where the track slips away, and if you cut those curbs too closely to the right or to the left here, they're very bumpy, and they'll upset the suspension of the car. Nice and wide, full lock right through the hairpin, tracking out towards the wall. No push to pass this time by, but through the gears cleanly without much tire spin. That's a really clean last half of the lap there from Miller.
You know, it most certainly was. So Clindy was talking about the curbs. The next time that we see the 2-stage curves is going to be, I believe, at turn number 5. And so we're not talking about the curves like here that are 2 stages. There's curves, and then there's curves with teeth. And there they go. There they are. You kind of see them. If you can safely clip the first set, you do not want to run over the curves that have the teeth in them, Clindy.
No, you cannot. Unfortunately, Murphy, I have to get on the virtual jet and head over to Indianapolis to run 500 miles in the Velocity Online Racing League. But I will continue to stay on here. You can ask me questions, but I just am not going to be watching live in the session any longer.
That's okay, Clindy. You can, if you need to go, you need to go, brother. Good luck. 500 miles on a Sunday afternoon in Indianapolis is just about as good as it gets. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
We do want to thank Clindy for taking the time out of his day in order to join us before what is a pretty big race. Clindy is having a wonderful season over there in the Velocity Online Racing Series, and so you can check that out, I believe, on Green Flag TV here at the top of the hour. We should be just about done once that happens. We're watching Rashad Craig reel in Alex Miller. That deficit has now been cut to 0.8 of a second. Kevin Burrell, he is once again all over the gearbox of Adam Blocker, and they have pulled away a little bit from Will Weiser in fourth. You'll see Weiser just in the camera shot there from time to time. But the other bit is we are edging closer toward being able to stop at any time. 25 laps was the short end of the window, and so as it stands now, drivers are coming in. They would have 25 to go this time. They can stop anytime. It's really just a situation where they are able to decide, hey, I want to stay out on the Waiuli greens, or I'm going to come in and get the primary blacks. Taikila has just made his choice. He has come in for a fresh set of the Waiuli alternates, gives a wide berth, stays out of the way, but Taikila is enjoying a 10th place run currently in that machine, and he should move back up into 9th once the pit stops cycle through. It is worth mentioning that Christian Hildegard is the leader as we continue to watch Blocker and Burrell. There's Hildegard. He has raced out to an 8-second advantage over this battle for second, but it's the battle for second that is the best on the race course. These two, Burrell and Blocker, have been welded together through much of this event. 21 laps down. We're going to come to get 22 on the board. And who's going to blink first? Who is going to come to the pit lane? One more time around the hairpin. Neither one. Alex Miller has acquired a meatball. Alex Miller with severe damage to his machine. And we have got to go back and see what has happened to Alex Miller. I believe that's going to be Taikila involved as well. And so here's Alex Miller. We're going to watch Ty, because I think Ty is the start of these proceedings. There's the road racing entry of Taikila. And he's going to get down into turn 8, cold tires, and around she goes, slides into the tires, flush impact, and he is parked right in the middle of the course. Nowhere for Alex Miller to go. Rashad Craig gets a piece of that as well. Rashad Craig may have been forgiven. It's worth getting on board Rashad Craig to see his view. But this could very well be a fortuitous forgiveness for Rashad Craig. He is still on the course and still at speed. There's the two cars parked in front of him, and he is going to be forgiven. Is Rashad Craig. Not so for Alex Miller or Taikila. So we are now reduced to 11. No, we're reduced to 10 runners again. Joan Rodriguez and Lilac Zier are back out on the course. And so Alex Miller and Taikila, they're going to want to get their cars fixed as quick as practicable. Even though they've got a meatball, they still do have positions to defend. Rodriguez is 5 laps behind the leader. Lilac Zier is 6. And so if you can fix it, you want to absolutely do so. Back to the battle for second. It is Adam Blocker in second. Kevin Burrell is third. This is by far the best battle on the racing surface. Everybody else separated by multiple seconds. And so do want to give a shout out to Blocker and Kevin Burrell for putting on a show. Do want to also thank everybody for tuning in to the P1 Broadcasting Network on a Saturday. It is a special presentation of the Monday Night Indy Open Top Split. We're doing it on Saturday. as the normal session on Monday did not launch due to update. No worries there. That sometimes happens. So we'll be flexible and bring you the action. Right now, it is Adam Blocker second, Kevin Burrell third. Burrell has tried everything he knows to get by the blue and black power slide Juncos machine of Adam Blocker. Rashad Craig runs along in a fine fourth, and he is about 6 seconds clear of Zachary Hubler. Do want to thank everybody for joining in on this special presentation of the Indy Open Top Split. If you haven't already done so, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell, be subscribed to P1, get notified of all future action here on the P1 Broadcasting Network, and we have got a ton of it for you tomorrow night. We're gonna have the Dark Horse DW12 series. That's gonna roll at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on P1. The DW12s have 2 more races. It is the short oval at New Hampshire. That's going to be tomorrow night. And then the finale, October the 5th, at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to decide it all. Right now in that series, the points are extremely tight. I have the points lead by 20 over Eric Schaus. Matt Wagner, 37 markers back. Jeff Heisong and Eric Peterson, 46 behind. Turner Johnson is sixth. He is 60 points back. Luis Gonzalez Nunez, Charles Teed, Christopher, Casey Pahutsky. They round out the top 10, and they are all mathematically eligible for the championship. The championship prize in that series, by the way, is a dandy. It is a Tag Heuer watch straight from Mark Cohn, The Joy of Driving, The Watchman. And so we're looking forward to that. On Monday night, we will be back with the Indy Open Top Split at its normal time at 8. The Onyx Racing League is going to follow that. So it is a triple header, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a triple header on Monday. 8 o'clock for the Indy Open, 9:05 for the Onyx Racing League. Dean Mall has the points lead over Lionel Castillo, Christopher, Craig Forsyth, and Richie Hearn. They're running Lotus 79s, and they're going to be at the classic Watkins Glen Grand Prix circuit without the chicane. And won't that be fun? And they're running Lotus 79s for this season, so that's fantastic for Mike Rigney and his group. And then the nightcap is going to be the Indy Next Road Series. And that'll be done by Jason Collins. Tuesday night, we're going to have a doubleheader. Indy Fixed Oval action. That is going to be from Darlington, as Adam Blocker has become the first to blink. Blocker is going to pull his machine onto pit road. Kevin Burrell is now second, and we are going to flip this to the laps to go side. 19 to go. Blocker is going to come off the Waiuli alternates and get on the primary black tires. Also want to point out that Rashad Craig is going to dip in, and he is going to exchange his primes for alternates at exactly the same time that Blocker goes the other way. So this is fantastic for Rashad Craig. He's going to have the alternate strategy. He was able to pick up time on Blocker and crew while they were running their prime or running their alternates past their sell-by date. Could be a good move for Rashad Craig. We're going to watch Adam Blocker here as he attempts to get this car up to speed. It is no easy feat to do that on cold black tires, and so we'll have a look at Adam Blocker as he continues around trying to get his tires up to temperature. Christian Hildegard has also made his pit stop, so that leaves Kevin Burrell, who is now coming down the pit lane, and Zachary Hubler as the last of the drivers who have not made a pit stop. Hubler is going to go around one more time, so Zachary Hubler going to get himself a lap led here as he flashes past the start-finish line, and he will go past Kevin Burrell. Zachary Hubler will lead it, at least provisionally. Burrell is going to come off of the pit lane, and there you see him there you see him coming off. Christian Hildegard flashes past, and this is going to be the race. Did Adam Blocker successfully undercut the General Kevin Burrell? Here they come down the front straightaway. Blocker is on hot blacks. Burrell, ice cold black tires. They squeeze through the fountain. Kevin Burrell noses ahead of Adam Blocker, elbows out as they head up toward the turn 5 and 6 complex. Now, Kevin Burrell is still in danger here for as much as a lap and a half because those tires do take quite a bit of time to get up to temperature here. Blocker's next opportunity is going to be down Seaside Way toward turn number 9. He's off of turn 8. Kevin Burrell and Adam Blocker both on the button as they head down Seaside. Adam Blocker to the inside of the hairpin. You very rarely see that move made. They touch. There's contact. Kevin Burrell will maintain the position. Elbows definitely out for Kevin Burrell and Adam Blocker. My goodness gracious. Let's go back and take a look at that. First thing we're going to do is get on board Kevin Burrell. So that we can see exactly what transpires here from his machine. There he is. You've got Adam Blocker, and Blocker gonna take it down the inside. He locks him up. There's the contact, the pushing, the shoving, and it appears as though Blocker just kind of, I don't know if he went to get back to the power and got sideways, but here's his view of the action. This is from on board Adam Blocker. Now he's got the hot tires. Blocker does. He's got the advantage, especially under hard braking, which this is. He gets to the inside and he just can't quite make the corner touch, and he had to go all the way to the right, I think, just to let Kevin Burrell make the corner, and Adam Blocker will fight on in third. Will Weiser is now fourth. The best battle on the track now goes to Will Weiser and Rashad Craig. Rashad Craig just set the fastest lap of this race, 107.087. That is a tenth quicker than leader Christian Hildegard was on his best Waiuli alternate lap. And these two, because Blocker and Burrell were battling so fiercely, these two are catching Blocker and Burrell at a pretty rapid rate. But back to the upcoming schedule. So we're going to have a doubleheader on Tuesday as well. The Indy Open, or the Indy Oval Series from Darlington, is going to go at 8:15. That will be immediately followed by the Indy Next Series from Kansas. Wednesday night, the Horizon INDYCAR Series returns at 8 p.m. Thursday is going to be the Black Magic Studios Grand National Series with the AMA. Friday night, the trucks are off. And I believe that brings us all the way through the schedule for next week. And so if you haven't already done it, make sure you hit the like button on the video, ring the bell to subscribe, and you could be involved in all sorts of high-quality iRacing action here on the P1 Broadcasting Network. You're watching the Indy Open Top Split, presented by Whiplash SimCams here on the P1 Broadcasting Channel. Mark Murphy. I was joined by Kyle Clenworth, but he had to go race in an Indianapolis 500 event in a league he's doing in the Velocity Online Series. You can see them on green, white, checkered TV. We're watching the battle between Rashad Craig and Will Weiser. It is the closest one on the course. Adam Blocker has dropped about 0.8 of a second behind Kevin Burrell. Rashad Craig is the fastest car on the track at the moment. That is worth mentioning. 14 laps to go here at Long Beach as he reels in Will Weiser, and Rashad Craig has a massive push-to-pass advantage. They're both on the button momentarily here, but Rashad Craig has 70 seconds over Will Weiser. Weiser 43 left in the bank. Rashad Craig 113. Rashad Craig also is on the preferred Waiuli alternate tires. that is to his advantage as well. It should be just a matter of time before Rashad Craig is able to reel in and go by Will Weiser and then set sail after Adam Blocker and Kevin Burrell. So we're keeping an eye on this battle. We're also watching the stopwatch. You see Adam Blocker, from time to time in the camera shot. He's the blue and black car ahead of this duo. One more time through the hairpin. 13 laps left. Can Rashad Craig, the defending series champion, get past Will Weiser and move himself up into the 4th spot? Is there going to be additional contact between Kevin Burrell and Adam Blocker? Is there going to be a mistake from Christian Hildegard? We've got 13 more laps to decide this Indy Open top split from Long Beach. Do want to point out Shady Ahmed has now caught Zachary Hubler, and so Hubler is under fire. He went the longest, Zachary Hubler did, on his initial stint. He did get credit for leading 1 lap, and Zachary Hubler has gotten past Shady Ahmed now, so move Hubler to 6th. Fine run for him in the number 7. Ahmed is 7th in the number 8. Do want to point out that both Thomas Van Kirk and Ty Keela have disconnected. Alan Berteau is still in the session, still under repair. Alex Miller has repaired his automobile. He is back on the racing surface, 11 laps down. He's got 5 laps to make up a position, but you want to continue to circulate, especially in a strength of field race such as this, just because there is so much iRating on tap. Speaking of iRating on tap, there are positions on tap for Rashad Craig. He is looking to the inside of Will Weiser, and Weiser is just about out of push to pass now. 18 seconds left in the tank for the Luke Mansky machine. Rashad Craig, 87 in the Indy Alliance entry, and Rashad Craig has the most push to pass of anybody left on this leader lap. Rashad Craig pulls up on the back of Will Weiser one more time, and this time he's going to draw even. So is this going to be just like the battle with Blocker and Burrell? I don't believe so. Rashad Craig went to the button. He makes the pass on Weiser. I think Weiser realizes discretion, the better part of valor here. He fought the good fight, but Rashad Craig, with the superior tires and the additional push to pass, will get through Will Weiser, and so move Rashad Craig to 4th. Will Weiser back to 5th. And now, if you're Rashad Craig, you can almost see Adam Blocker. Craig, 0.2 of a second quicker that last time through. 1.3 seconds behind Adam Blocker, and there's Adam Blocker just ahead of Rashad Craig. One more time. We're going to have 10 laps to go this time to see if Rashad Craig can get past Adam Blocker. Here we are, the drone in the front stretch. Christian Hildegard has gone through. There goes Kevin Burrell, Adam Blocker, and here comes Rashad Craig, followed by Will Weiser. That is your top 5 as they head down Seaside Way. You don't really kind of notice it on TV when you watch this race, Long Beach has quite a few elevation changes. The original course here, if you go back, you can see a lap. I believe Patrick DePaille. There's a lap from him on YouTube of the original course here, and it is extremely hilly. Long Beach, the town itself, is not flat, and so especially as you go up, Pine, it is very, very, very hilly, and so those camera shots, those static camera shots, kind of give you that perspective as you look at the Long Beach Grand Prix circuit. Watching Rashad Craig from the helicopter as he goes past Hooters and Bubba Gump's there on the left around the fountain. He'll finish up Shoreline Drive and go west along Shoreline now, back toward Pine Avenue. Here comes the left. He'll make on the Pine, and there he goes. Then the right on the Seaside Way. Now, we kind of mentioned it earlier in the event. The the famous 9, 10, and 11 complex, that's all in the parking lot of the Long Beach Convention Center. That is not, this is not actual street, and you can see the parking spots there. If you go to Google Earth, you can see the racing pavement in the parking lot, and then they come back out the exit of the parking lot onto Shoreline Drive. A lot of street circuits are like that. Where they'll use a parking lot or a temporary access road right away. St. Pete is like that, where Dan Weldon Way is. It is a street, but it is only used for the Grand Prix, and that's what connects the city streets to the airport. But there's quite a few. Almost every street circuit is going to have something like that. They're not just entirely city streets. Watching Rashad Craig as he maneuvers through. We'll get back to the battle between the General Kevin Burrell, and there he is, and Adam Blocker. And Kevin Burrell, the General, has started to pull away now. He's inching away from the power slide entry, and Rashad Craig is inching his way toward Adam Blocker. The problem for Rashad Craig is that he's 3.2 seconds behind Blocker. He is faster, but only incrementally so. With this pace, he would not have time to catch the power slide Juncos entry of Adam Blocker, and so the front three very firmly ensconced. We want to make sure that we recognize everybody in the race too. There is Will Weiser in the Luke Mansky entry. Had the chance to hang out with Caleb Brashear, his teammate in Chicago at the Sim Gaming Expo. Wonderful guy, fun outfit, fun team. But there's Will Weiser. In the number 5, in the number 4 rather, Zachary Hubler races along in the Alex Plo DHL Rainbow Hued entry. He is 6th in the number 7. And there's Zachary. Shady Ahmed in the Repsol colors is in 7th. He runs in the number 8 car. Tyler Langenberg, the gold and white with the Gurney stripes. He's made it up to 8th. He was the last car in here for the top split. 3,011 I rating. Barely made the show today. Tyler Langenberg, though, doing a great job. He is in 8th spot. Joan Rodriguez in the Domino's Pizza Hot One. Joan Rodriguez had some earlier misfortune, but back out on the course 5 laps down in the 9th spot. Lilac Zier, she's doing a fantastic job herself. The purple and white Taylor Mills Racing entry is 10th. Alexander Miller is likewise back on the course. Miller is running the number 10 car in the 11th spot. He is 11 laps in arrears. Alan Berteau remains on the pit lane. No doubt spotting for teammates Hildegard and Burrell. Ty Keelan and Thomas Van Kirk have retired their automobiles, and for now it's all domination from Christian Hildegard. There are no further battles on the racing surface. Hildegard is going to come around the hairpin. He will get 5 laps to go here at Long Beach, and well on his way to victory here in the Week 1 Strength of Field race at Long Beach for the Indy Open Series here in iRacing. But there's we're watching Christian Hildegard. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in. It is the Indy Open Top Split Strength of Field race. We had to move that to today because the session on Monday night did not launch due to the new build, and so that sometimes happens. It's about once every 3 switchovers. You don't get the 8 o'clock splits on Monday night. This was one of those, and so we're bringing you what's known as the European SOF. That's typically contested at 2 o'clock on Saturdays, Eastern Time. Christian Hildegard is your leader. Kevin Burrell second. Adam Blocker is third. Rashad Craig, the defending champion of the series, is fourth. And Will Weiser rounds out that top 5. Zachary Hubler is 6th. Shady Ahmed 7th. Tyler Langenberg 8th. Joan Rodriguez 9th. Lilac Zier is 10th. I was talking a little bit earlier about the undulating nature of this track and how it was a little bit more. There were more elevation changes here than you would think. This kind of shows it from the what would be the left eyeball of Christian Hildegard. We'll go ahead and get the telemetry up here. But when this track was originally opened in 1975, 1976, this was the backstretch. The curvature in the middle of what is now the front stretch or Shoreline Drive was a corner. It was called Bridgestone. It was actually credited as being a corner, not so today. The fountain was not there, of course, and they came all the way up here before before there was a hairpin, and they came back along Shoreline Drive, and then they would rejoin the track right here. So this part is part of the original course up Pine Avenue, and then this was a quick chicane, and you continued up Pine toward Ocean. Now we just make the full 90-degree corner and continue down what is Seaside Way. It's worth pointing out that the track has always had an Indy left. It is in a different spot now, though. That Indy left used to be used to be on Shoreline, and then it would come back up, and you'd get the hairpin, but it would be much further up the circuit. That track is now lost to posterity. Due to development, which happens with street courses. It's the reason that IndyCar is not going to Toronto. They're going to be at a different street course in the Toronto area this year, but the World Cup has precluded IndyCar from using its normal circuit, and so the city of Long Beach has evolved over time. So too has the Long Beach Grand Prix racecourse. You can see the hill as you go up Pine Avenue there. I do want to welcome Daniel the Cat into the chat. Dan wishes he could have been here today, but he'll be here tomorrow at 11 for that race. There is another one of these coming around tomorrow that is pretty popular as well. The Open Series, unless it's at an oval, those go official pretty much every slot. As we come to get the white flag. As we come to get the white flag for Christian Hildegard, it has been all Hildegard. He has been out front every lap except for the pit stop exchange, and he is filing away for a commanding victory. There are no other spots in dispute here. Kevin Burrell has about a second in hand over Adam Blocker. Rashad Craig has trimmed it to 2.5 seconds behind Adam Blocker, but it's not going to quite be enough. Kept a masterclass from Christian Hildegard as he maneuvers his machine through turn 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the Seaside Way under the footbridges for the convention center. He's going to go through the parking lots, through the Indy left, which is turn number 10. There that is, around the famous hairpin, and Christian Hildegard is going to take a commanding win here at Long Beach. There he goes. looking up the road now, and it's going to be a minute. Here comes Kevin Burrell, Adam Blocker, and Rashad Craig. They're going to finish second, third, and fourth. Will Weiser is going to come home fifth. That will be Joan Rodriguez, flagged off in ninth, laps down behind them. Through two will come Lilac Zier. She is going to finish 10th, and that is a study in perseverance for Lilac. Zachary Hubler finishes in 10th spot. He'll get the checkered flag. Still on the course to finish, Shady Ahmed, Taylor Langenberg. There's Shady. We're awaiting Taylor Langenberg and Alexander Miller. This would be Alex coming through. And so we like to show everybody finishing these. This is not an easy race to finish. And I've often said finishing at Long Beach is just as much of an achievement as everything else. So if you finish this race, we're going to show you. Speaking of finishing the race, Christian Hildegard, he ran the advertised distance in the lowest elapsed time. He captures the flag for Fiercely Forward with P1 Docs. Kevin Burrell, teammate, runs second. Adam Blocker, Power Slide with Tuncos is going to be third. Rashad Craig and Will Weiser will round out your top five. Zachary Hubler, Shady Ahmed, Tyler Langenberg, Joan Rodriguez, and Lilac Zier are your top 10. It was a short split because of the number of entries, exactly 28, the minimum entries applied. Alexander Miller is 11th, Tykeela 12th, Alan Berteau and Thomas Van Kirk also out of the race, 13th and 14th. All right, now that we've got all the fun stuff taken care of, let's see if we've got anybody in the waiting room waiting to speak with us. We'll bring up the general. We'll bring up the general Kevin. We'll bring up the general Kevin Burrell first. Kev, you've got Murph in the P1 broadcasting booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
You do indeed. We don't have Adam in as yet. So the first things first. How wild was that battle? We saw you making your move to the outside, turn 1, outside of turn 9 repeatedly early in the going. You got the drop on him. You got the drop on Adam on the pit stops. Got out first, but then it's cold tires and an optimistic move up the inside going in the hairpin. Tell us your view of all that.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at it, you know, I guess I was ahead coming into the corner. Was it too much? I mean, looking at it, I would say, you know, whether or not it was sloppy or not, basically in a race like this, I mean, you saw that I had some pace on him in the first stint. I just tried to fuel save and go for the overcut. And, you know, I had to try and stay ahead after the pit stop. And then likewise at the hairpin, he also kind of had to try and get back ahead of me. You know, that was pretty much it. I think we both came away with no damage from the moment at the fountain. I think we probably both came away with wing damage after the hairpin. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, it was intense. You know, as you said, I tried over and over to get past him, and there's just not a lot you could do. Even if I had like maybe half a second of pace on him or something at that point, it was not happening.
Gotcha. It's I'm a lone soldier today, and so I don't have much else to ask. I'll give you the mic though. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. Kevin, it's good to see you. That's for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to whoever you like, my man.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's been a little bit since I've run some P1 races, but I'm always glad to see you guys, and hope I have a lot of time in the near future to run some stuff. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully. and I'm looking to do Indy next as well, so that should be fun. But
Those races are a riot, dude.
They really are. P1, P1 Docs, Fiercely Forward, Christian, and Alan actually gave me some pretty good advice this week. We were talking about setup stuff and ended up quite quick. I mean, for me, it's a hard track, and it's faster than I expected here, other than in qual. But that's basically it. Thanks to everyone, of course, and stream viewers, all you guys. It's really fun. Love the series.
Yes, sir, Kevin. Well, thank you so much for joining us in the booth. I don't know what time it is in Japan. But,
it is 4:12 a.m. So sounds really bad, but for me, like racing at 2 or 3 a.m., that's actually like peak time for me. So I love it.
So is this? And I've never asked you this, and we've been teammates in the past. Is it a stay awake all night deal, or is it a go to bed early and wake up early?
This race is a stay awake at night type deal, and the normal first of the week slot, that's a wake up early type deal for me. So as you can imagine, if I have to do one and then the other the next week, that's like, with only 4 days in between, it's pretty tough schedule wise, but we try. And one more shout out, Adam Crane in the Twitch chat for some overcut strategy there. He actually made the call, and it was very useful.
How do you get Adam Crane in your voice chat? He's never in my voice chat. But
he wasn't even in my voice chat. He showed up in my Twitch chat. He was like, "You got to do it," and I'm like, "Okay." So,
to be fair, when I saw Crane in Chicago, when I saw Crane in Chicago out qualified him at Michigan, and received a blistering set of private messages about how I had managed to do so, and so Adam and I get to kid each other over that. But
nice,
fun dude.
Nice.
Fun dude. Get him in my stream.
Yeah, definitely.
Get him in my stream and give me some. I need it, man. But
you did get him in the broadcast booth too, to be honest. So yeah.
I don't know if there's enough Budweiser in the world to make that happen. Anyway,
no, maybe not.
I thank you so much, Kevin, for dropping in. Keep going fast and having fun, buddy.
Thank you. I'll see you around. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. That is Kevin Burrell. We're gonna bring in teammate, race winner, pretty much the untouchable driver here at Long Beach today. That's going to be Christian Hildegard. Christian, you led from the drop, and I don't think, other than pit stops, you were ever headed. Was it as easy as you made it look, or were there ever times that you kind of scared yourself?
It's Long Beach, right? So it's always a bit more complicated than it looks. I think I was helped out massively by, that's not necessarily something I want, but Kevin not out-qualifying a blocker, or blocker out-qualifying Kevin, whichever way you see it. I think Kevin might have actually had my number on race pace today, and blocker being between us just meant I could pull away and actually control the race from the front, not take quite as much risk, but even then, definitely still a few moments. I think I nearly outbroke myself into the final sector one time, and turn 5 with a big curb is always scary here. There are definitely a few sideways moments and getting close to the wall, closer than I'd want to. But again, I had the luxury of not pushing super hard, so it was okay in the end.
It most certainly was. Did you know that Kevin and Adam were behind you banging wheels at every corner for most of the event, or were you just concentrating on what you were doing? I know some of us, Discord and things like that, we can become involved emotionally, if not physically, in our teammates' battles. Were you aware that they were having a heck of a fight for second, or were you just focused on your own stuff?
I was fully aware of it. I was in voice chat with Kevin, of course, so I was listening into what was going along and also weighing on strategy, because on this track it is really a matter of if you're behind, you got to get it done on strategy, unless the driver ahead is a lot slower or he makes a mistake. So I knew what was going on, and I was fearing for the worst when I heard there was a collision at the hairpin, but it turned out okay, thankfully, and Kevin got through. Would have been nice to have him up at the front and see what he could have done in a head-to-head fight. I think it would have been a more exciting race for the win anyway, but it sounded like you guys got some good entertainment anyway.
I just typed that in the chat that I thought this was probably one of the more entertaining Long Beach races that I've seen in a long time, because you had Kevin, you had Kevin and Adam battling. Will Weiser was right there, and then Rashad Craig was on an alternate strategy, so he started on the primes and then came in and got the Waiulis for the end, and he came out on the Waiulis, promptly set the fastest lap and started started reeling you guys in, and so, had it been another 5 laps or so, he probably would have been on the back of Adam and then Kevin, and then that would have been a fight too. But not to take away from you, anytime you can make 45 laps at Long Beach and not hit anything, for me that's a win. So I was kind of viewed this race as finishing it was a victory, and then anything you can get after that. Today, Christian, you put on a master class, and because you put on that master class, you get the mic. Friends, family, sponsor, shout outs. The floor is yours.
Yeah, just to follow up, just completing the race is a victory, you say, and I do agree. In IIS earlier this year, I hit the wall in qualifying and ended up getting lapped as a result of it. So it's a little bit of redemption, not quite, facing Jaden Munoz and Peter Behrman here, but still good to finish the race and be back on the podium in a P1 broadcast. It's not too often I get to do this, so thank you guys so much for putting on the broadcast. Big shout out to my teammates Kevin and Alan. They did all the setup work pretty much this week. I just rolled up and drove the car, which is nice to do for a change. It's always good when your teammates just put it together and the car is really, really quick. Also shout out to our sponsors, P1 Docs and to Apex Tech. As you may have heard, new blood in P1 Docs for the IndyCar setups. It's now Rob Malechka and Phil Kraus doing the setups instead of myself and Hamilton. And then shortly after it was Kevin and Hamilton. So I'm very excited to see what they can do with the setups. I think they're going to be very good. Still definitely the iRacing IndyCar setup shop to go for. So yeah, that's all I've got.
Yeah, hey, it's a pleasure to see you here, Christian. If you really want to have some fun, you can come join us Monday night at Texas. That'll be a blast.
I would love to, but Monday night at Texas is 2 a.m. and unlike Kevin, I'm not. I'm not quite up for staying up that late. So yeah, he's built different.
Yeah, no, I always shake my head sometimes. I've been teammates with Kevin, and of course, as you know, half of the Indy Alliance is from Sweden, and so I shake my head sometimes at how those guys do it because 8 a.m. here or 8 p.m. here is what 3-4 in the morning for them guys, and they're
it's 2 a.m. as well. I'm from Denmark, so very close to Sweden, same time zone. And,
yeah. Okay.
Well, I shake my head at it too sometimes when I check the broadcast in the morning and I see Seb in there and Jesper in there, and I'm like, damn guys.
When do you
have a
sleep
job to get to in the morning? How are you doing this?
Right. How do you sleep?
Yeah, I don't know when they sleep. It's crazy.
I don't know either, but they're fun guys to be around, and you're a fun guy to be around, and it's absolutely awesome to have you here, Christian. Keep going fast, having fun, and we'll see you when you see you, buddy.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That is Christian Hildegard. He is today's winner here at Long Beach. It has been a highly entertaining event. As I said, this was one of the more entertaining events that we've seen at Long Beach in quite a while. Not taking any away from Christian. He ran an amazing event. Christian did everything he was supposed to do. He avoided the barriers, came away with a dominating victory. But that battle for second, third, fourth, and fifth, that was as absolutely good as you're going to see it. As a reminder, upcoming broadcasts on P1. Tomorrow night, we're going to have the Dark Horse DW12 Series presented by The Joy of Driving. That's going to take place at 8 o'clock from New Hampshire. That is the penultimate race in the series. Just 2 to go, New Hampshire and the finale at Indianapolis. Check that out, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard right here on P1. We're going to have a triple header on Monday. We're going to kick it off with the Indy Open Series at 8 Eastern. That's going to be myself and Jacob Collins on the call. 9:05, it's going to be the Onyx Racing League. They're going to be live from Watkins Glen in the Lotus 79s. That's going to be the Classic Grand Prix Series with no chicane, which sounds like an absolute ton of fun. And then the nightcap is going to be Jacob Collins back with you for the Indy Next Road Series. On Tuesday night, it'll be a doubleheader. The flagship broadcast, the INDYCAR Oval Series, goes live from Darlington at 8:15 Eastern, and that's going to be followed by the Indy Next Series from Kansas. Wednesday night, the Horizon INDYCAR Series at 8 p.m. They'll be joined by the new season of the Formula Indy Series. So doubleheader on Wednesday. Thursday, Mercifully, it's just one race for P1. It's the AMA Blackmagic Studios Grand National Series. They go live at 8:20 for a pre-race show, 8:35 race start. Friday night is off, and I don't believe we have anything going next Saturday. Hopefully, everything goes right Monday night, and this is kind of just going to be a one-off. But we do thank everybody who joined us for this one, the competitors, first of all, showing up and making it a 4,600 SOF on a Saturday afternoon in college football season. You can't ask for much more than that. Do want to thank Whiplash SimCams for the cameras. They do a fabulous job. Thank you so much. If you're an iRacing photographer or streamer, Whiplash SimCams get you fixed up with all the camera angles that you need. We do want to remind everybody, make sure you smash the like button on the video, ring the bell so that you can be subscribed to all future P1 broadcasts. And above all else, we want to thank the people that really make it possible, the military, the police, the firemen, the EMTs driving the ambulance, and the nurse that unloads you when you get there. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you all. We will see you tomorrow night for Dark Horse.